Meow, my friends. Iran's regime is really hitting a sour note with its latest crackdown on musical freedom. Parastoo Ahmady, a 27-year-old songstress with a degree in directing from Saur University, has been belting out tunes and racking up views faster than you can say mandatory hijab. This brave artist, with 47,800 YouTube subscribers and 7,300 monthly Spotify listeners, dropped a virtual concert on December 11th, 2024 that sent shockwaves through the Islamic Republic. Picture this: Ahmady, in a sleeveless black dress, no hijab in sight, surrounded by 4 male musicians, singing her heart out for 1.6 million viewers. In her concert announcement, she declared, "I am Parastoo, a girl who wants to sing for the people I love. This is a right I could not ignore." Talk about a chart topper. But meow, the Iranian government wasn't about to let this rebellious refrain go unanswered. On December 15th, they decided to give Ahmady's career the ultimate pause button, arresting her in Sari City, Mazandaran province. And because misery loves company, they also nabbed her bandmates, Ehsan Bayragdar and Sohail Faghi Nasiri in Tehran. It's like they're trying to form the world's most oppressed boy band. Ahmady's lawyer, Milad Panahipur, is scratching his head, saying there's about as much clarity on the charges as there is in a bowl of Persian stew. Since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, Iran's been running a 45-year-long bad hair day, forcing women to cover up in public. It's like they're stuck in a never-ending bad fashion show, where the only trend is oppression chic. An anonymous Iranian official stated, "We're just trying to protect our citizens from the dangers of uncovered hair and exposed vocal cords. Next, we might ban whistling. You never know what subversive tunes people might be thinking." This crackdown on Ahmady isn't just about one singer. It's Iran's greatest hits album of repression, featuring tracks like Silence the Youth, Censor the Internet, and Ignore the Economy. Remember the uproar after Mahsa Amini's death in 2022? Well, Iran's government seems to have taken those protests as a how-to guide rather than a warning. It's like they're playing cultural whack-a-mole, but instead of moles, it's women's rights popping up everywhere. Protesters in Tehran are turning the streets into a veritable karaoke night, belting out Ahmady's songs in defiance. It's like Iranian Idol, but with tear gas instead of Simon Cowell's cutting remarks. Reports suggest thousands have gathered in Azadi Square, their voices rising above the din of traffic and the occasional sound of riot gear. One protester, who wished to remain anonymous, because apparently names are now considered Western propaganda, said, "We're not just singing for Parastoo, we're singing for our freedom." Iran's economy is hitting more low notes than a bass guitar convention. With unemployment and inflation rising faster than Ahmady's view count, you'd think the government might have bigger fish to fry than arresting singers. But no, they're treating YouTube concerts like they're nuclear launch codes. What's next? Arresting mimes for silent protests. The economy's in shambles, but at least we've got great hair. Oh wait, you can't see it under these mandatory hijabs. The global community is watching Iran's cultural crackdown with all the horror of someone witnessing a tone-deaf karaoke performance. Thoughts and prayers are being sent, along with strongly worded emails. That'll show 'em. I can just imagine the UN Security Council meeting. "Gentlemen, we've tried nothing and we're all out of ideas. How about another strongly worded letter?" Meanwhile, activist Mahsa Amini called Ahmady's performance a historic moment. Historic indeed. It's not every day you see a government so terrified of a woman's voice that they treat a virtual concert like it's a military coup. In the age of TikTok and Instagram, Iran's trying to run a national firewalls and filters program. It's like trying to stop a flood with a kitchen sponge. Adorably misguided. They're playing digital whack-a-mole with VPNs while the rest of the world is streaming cat videos and dance challenges. It's as if they think the internet is a series of tubes that can be plugged with bureaucratic red tape. At this rate, Iran's next big move might be to ban humming. After all, you never know when someone might be mentally composing the next revolutionary anthem. I can see the headlines meow. Breaking news. Iran bans humming, whistling and tapping your foot to any rhythm that hasn't been approved by the Supreme Leader's Office of Acceptable Beats. Iran's judiciary is treating Ahmady's case with all the transparency of a brick wall. Her lawyer, Milad Panahipur, is probably considering a career change to professional mind reader at this point. Your Honor, my client pleads. Well, I have no idea what she's pleading because I haven't been allowed to see her, but I'm sure she's very sorry for whatever it is you think she did. The economic impact of this cultural repression is hitting Iran harder than a poorly tuned sitar. Tourism? Who needs it when you can have empty concert halls and deserted art galleries? The arts sector is shrinking faster than a wool sweater in hot water, with musicians and artists fleeing the country faster than you can say creative brain drain. But hey, at least the morality police are fully employed. This generational divide in Iran is wider than the Persian Gulf. While the older generation is clutching their prayer beads, the youth are clutching their smartphones, wondering why their government is more concerned about Spotify playlists than skyrocketing unemployment. It's like watching a sitcom where the parents are stuck in the 1980s and the kids are trying to explain TikTok challenges. As for the future, who knows what other everyday activities might be banned next in Iran's quest for cultural control. Maybe they'll outlaw smiling without a permit, or ban the colour blue because it reminds people of freedom. Sorry, sir, but your socks are displaying an unauthorised shade of happiness. I'm going to have to confiscate those. In conclusion, my friends, Iran's cultural crackdown is hitting all the wrong notes in the symphony of progress. It's a cacophony of outdated ideas trying to drown out the melody of change. But as Parastoo Ahmady and countless others have shown, you can't silence the music of freedom. It's like trying to catch the wind. The harder you grasp, the more it slips through your fingers. And remember, if you're enjoying this symphony of satire, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Unlike in Iran, here you're actually allowed to express yourself freely. Who knows, maybe one day we'll see Tehran's Got Talent, where the grand prize is a one-way ticket to anywhere else. That's all for Meow. I'm Ron DeParmesan reporting for News Cats, reminding you that in the grand concert of life, it's always better to face the music than to try and silence it.